not what we're talking about today. Today, we are diving into something.
We have a comic book culture moment that's
We sure do.
from your mind.
And you know what it's all about?
Time travel!
Time travel.
Are you telling me? Are you telling me that you built a time machine
Doc,
out
are
of a
you...
DeLorean?
Are you telling me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
The way I see it, if you're gonna build a time machine into a car, why not do it with some style?
That's heavy.
You got a better voice for that. I can't do that voice. You kind of sound naturally like Marty McFly.
Doc, you telling me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
Yeah, that's pretty good. If you go up like maybe half an octave, you're like dead on.
I actually do have my Marty McFly jean jacket on. But anyway, we are talking about time travel today, and comics in particular have been using the method like an etch-a-sketch for storylines throughout their history. But I'd love to talk to you about it because you and I differ on the approach to time travel. Time travel is one of my favorite story mechanisms. Back to the Future is one of my top 3 favorite movies. I love a good time travel. It's one of the reasons I like this movie that we're covering today. But if I got to be honest, sometimes it's just a cheap MacGuffin to redo poor writing. So what do you think? Does time travel serve a greater purpose? Is it necessary? Do you like it? What are some of your thoughts around time travel?
Well, I think that it again, like so many things, I think it kind of has to be a little dependent on the story in which it's being used. Like, I think as much as I enjoy Endgame as a movie, Avengers Endgame, time travel was just used as kind of a giant band-aid. It was like, oh, all these terrible things. Well, we can fix all of it by inventing time travel in a way that doesn't make any sense. And oh, we messed that part up. You know what? We can time travel to one other place and get it right again. So I feel like sometimes it can be used as a giant band-aid. Other times I think, like, if you look at something like Back to the Future or Terminator, the time machine, where it's just used as an exploration tool, it's not used to solve a problem. That's when I think it's a little different. So I think the difference becomes, are you using time travel to explore a future or a past, or are you using it to fix your own problem? So something like Doctor Who, Back to the Future, the time machine, they use it because somebody wants to explore time. Now, sometimes problems arise and you need to, fix that which you have screwed up. And I have no problem with that, because then time travel is the point. It's not the device. Whereas something like, Endgame, even this movie, to a degree, you have a problem and it's like, let's time travel to fix the problem and create maybe a bigger problem. So I think it depends on the story and how it's used.
I like it. I've never seen it done flawlessly.
No.
Just being honest, there's never been a point where one attempt doesn't contradict another attempt, and to me that's kind of okay. I like kind of the symbolism that it represents, that you can go back and fix things, that nothing is beyond repair, that obviously within our lives, within our spirituality, within our relationships, there's always second chances. We should be people of second chances, particularly if we're following Jesus. I love the story idea of time travel that says, not only do I get a second chance, I can create one. And I've always thought it was cool. Like one of my fantasies growing up was like, if I could go back in time and write, quote unquote, the greatest record of all time, with like my hit song Bohemian Rhapsody, my hit song Everlong. Like if I just took all my favorite songs and I made a record, that's always been something I want to do. Or maybe I've done it already and you just don't know. Because that wasn't me. That was the old me. I mean, I just got here like 20 seconds ago, but would you believe me if I told you I was from the future?
No.
I just quoted the movie that we're talking about. Anyway, I like time travel. I think it's great. What do you think? audience, drop us a line in the comments on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram about your thoughts on time travel and whether or not Chris is right.
Well, before, and you can edit this in, I want to push back a little bit
Sure.
quickly on what you said.
There's no edits in this one. I'm not fixing a thing.
Okay, well, then before you tell us what you think, I'm going to push back on you just a little bit. When you said you like
Hit
that
it.
time travel gives us, the hope or the idea of second chances, I don't think that's really true in the way that it relates, because you're basically erasing the first thing you did and doing it better the second time, or doing it differently the second time. That's different than having a second chance at something, because if I do something and screw it up and I try again, I have to live with the past mistake. I have to deal with the consequences of that past mistake, and then I have a chance to maybe make it right, but that doesn't erase what I did. Whereas time travel gives you a second chance, gives you a second opportunity with none of the consequences of what you did the first time.
None of the consequences I'll agree with, but if we want to play with the technicalities, technically the person who's going back in time knows that it's their second attempt at this, and they will have to live with those regrets or those reliefs, so to speak.
But that's only mental. But like the relationship that you broke, or
You're
the job
mental.
that you lost, or the consequences outside of whatever's happening to your body or your mind no longer exists. So you don't have to, what if you're somebody who just doesn't care about your feelings, and it's like, okay, well, it's better now, so I don't care about what had happened before.
Maybe, but you do realize we're arguing about a fake technology that does not exist,
You
right?
realize we have an entire show based around arguing about movies about superheroes, right?
Yes, and I'm right. I'm just so right.
I'm
on
not saying
this.
you're.
I
I'm
see
not
what you're
saying you're
saying.
wrong. I'm just saying, it's playing a little fast and loose with the idea of second chances. Exactly.
Well, it gives me hope. To quote Princess Leia from Rogue One,
Hope.
hope. It's so fake. It's one of the most hated scenes in any Star Wars for me.
And you know what? I loved it, to be honest.
I love the movie. I just hate the scene.
I don't mind the scene at all. I quite
Scene's
like the scene.
horrific.
It was a nice bridge between.
A nice bridge. She looks like an animatronic from FAO Schwartz.
Listen, you can only do so much with de-aging technology and CGI and all that stuff, but the
I
attempt
agree
made
with
me
you.
happy.
No, the attempt should have been a pan over shot from behind, and you see the buns of hair. You don't have to see her face. You would have known exactly who that was.
Yeah, well, of course you would have, but I loved seeing a young Carrie Fisher as Leia again.
It wasn't young Carrie Fisher. It was young robot Fisher.
It was. Listen, you could say the same thing about any de-aging technology used in any movie.
Yeah, but she was horrific. Anyway,